Well, many people do when it comes to mermaids. In reality, the internet is abundant with intriguing, unintentional recordings that might verify the existence of these mythological creatures. That's why today, we'll show you 8 sites where people encountered mermaids. Russia. This is a strange video. The video of what seems to be guys removing the corpse of a mermaid was captured in Russia. Some speculate that it was a big fish being extracted. However, a big aquatic animal must be removed by a large number of personnel dressed in hazmat suits. The creature's tail also seems to be that of a mermaid. The guys in white suits are then spotted gazing about the area before leaving the mermaid. This may be related to the mermaid who washed up on the shore. We've seen it before, but you need to watch the video to comprehend what's going on. Australia. Many years ago, an independent researcher went diving into one of Australia's reefs to try out his new camera. His passion had always been the aquatic world, and he didn't want to pass up the chance to chronicle the fish's surroundings. However, after a few minutes of recording, he became aware of the presence of someone behind him. When he turned the camera around, he recorded what seemed to be the silhouette of a mermaid swimming away. Although not all of its features can be observed, the creature's tail is different from that of a conventional fish. What else could it be, besides having arms when the man watched the results of his recording? He was taken aback by his capacity to see beneath the surface of the sea. It wasn't very good, so he didn't even understand straight away that the key to filming was a mermaid filled with excitement to see if he could catch the odd creature in the video. When the researcher returned to the reef the next day, he had to wait a bit longer, but to his astonishment, the consequences were worth it. He captured the silhouette of a mermaid swimming with the fish at the bottom of the sea on video once again. This time, he didn't simply get a snapshot of its tail, but its full silhouette, including the tail, arms, and head. Following the publication of both clips, the internet was inundated with comments. Nobody thinks a mermaid could be recorded on video. The Australian researcher, on the other hand, claimed that his material was authentic. Greenland. Following up on these undersea discoveries, we offer one of the most contentious mermaid recordings. It's a famous film shot inside a submarine in Greenland seas, the same one that was featured in an Animal Planet documentary for the first time. It depicts 2 daring academics who chose to explore the depths of the sea inside a submarine, even though the primary goal of the expedition was to learn about the marine creatures that resided there. These guys were not expecting to encounter a species that would spark a heated discussion on the internet. Several days later, the video footage lasted just 2 minutes, but it was long enough for viewers to see a weird creature passing in front of a submarine's glass window. One of the tiny crew's bearded and glasses-wearing members looked on in awe. The level of swimming around them while they were loading their camera. The other, on the other hand, recorded his partner's responses. It appeared when a white hand with membranes on its fingers collided with the glass behind them, and the low light of the camera lantern focused on the horrible visage of the creature. The guys reacted quickly. Its eyes appeared to shine. Even though it was just a few seconds, the picture quickly became viral. People started to believe that everything was a ruse devised in a laboratory to cause a public uproar. However, the researchers insisted that the material was genuine. The submarine went down 3,000 feet, while the deepest dive too far is 1,200 feet. Even with a protective suit, a diver could not endure that sort of pressure. Minnesota. In October 2017, in Minnesota, an Australian man was at the beach when he discovered something strange on the shore. He saw men in yellow hazmat suits carrying a person onto a stretcher. The problem was that the person had a green fin from the waist down. We'll never know if these men were trying to get medical attention for a mermaid, or were they taking her to a secret lab for experimentation. Zimbabwe. Mermaid sightings are still being reported in 2012. An angry mamba moon frightened construction workers in Zimbabwe away from their work on the Gokwe and Osborne dams. The animals were pestering employees as they tried to finish building the dams. The local laborers, who had grown up in folklore and mythology-rich region, saw the arrival of the mamba moon as a terrible omen and refused to complete the dam's construction. To pursue the ongoing building of the dams, the local government recruited white laborers to complete the task. This was an effort to recruit Persians who were not impressed with the mythology and popularity of the Mamba Moon sightings. However, because of the anger and humiliation of the Zimbabwe River mermaid, these employees left the building site as well, vowing never to return. Israel. Hundreds of residents in Kiryat Yam, Israel, reported having seen a mermaid off the beach at dusk in 2009. These sightings had been going on for a while before the local media became interested. Onlookers described the creature as like a young girl who frequented the beach and performed water stunts. The Israeli government eventually took note of all the attention and offered a $1 million prize to anybody who could show evidence of the mermaid. This does not involve capturing, just a genuine picture is required. NBC decided to do its investigation and had a video team stationed at Kiryat Yam Beach, above and below the sea, morning and night, to record the mermaid. The crew reported that late one night they saw a human figure dive into the ocean and then vanish. The study team tried all they could to find the mermaid, but they were unsuccessful. The video was sent to the Coastal Oceans Research Institute in Los Angeles to be verified. The center's director, Michael Schock, said that although it was difficult to identify the person in the video, it was still a plausible possibility. This just implies that it might be, but it cannot be proved. Tourists and locals alike are still looking for proof of the Kiryat Yam mermaid's existence to collect the $1 million prize. Indonesia. The native population of Indonesia's Kai Islands was acquainted with the monster. It was known as the orang ikan, which translates as manfish. During World War II, Japanese troops stationed there discovered that this was no fiction. These troops stationed in a 555 square mile region of the islands made many reports of encounters with these manfish, or mermaids as they are known in the contemporary world. The Japanese troops documented several sightings saying they all saw the same object, an aquatic species that was mainly observed in the water as opposed to on land. The mythical creatures stood 150 centimeters tall and had spikes on their spine, shoulders, and neck. They were reported to have salmon-like pale pink skin and a carp-like mouth. They possessed two frog-like long fins and long arms instead of a single tail. A group of troops arrived at a natural lagoon after casually touring the island, and this was one such sighting. The lagoon seemed to be normal until they saw something thrashing in the water. Suddenly, an orangutan sprang from the sea onto a rock. It turned to face the troops and gave forth a strange gurgling sound. Another of the same monsters was spotted swimming towards them in the water. They didn't seem friendly, and the troops, not understanding what the aliens were up to, began firing at them. But the monsters fled and vanished from view. Mr. Taro, a sergeant, asked the locals to notify him if any of the orangutan was caught, dead or alive. Soon after, the troops called the general, who saw these monsters with his own eyes. The subscriber's pick. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. In today's subscriber's pick, a lady costumed as a mermaid arrives at a beach, and a guy gives her some citrus fruits. Mermaid costumes citrus fruits before returning to the water.